Naughty Nancy Goes to School by John S. Goodall. Nancy was a girl who didn't like to study. Every day, her mother had to drag her to school and try to convince her teacher, Mrs. Robinson, that Nancy would behave well. Mrs. Robinson was a very strict teacher, but at the same time very fair and good with her students, and she still believed that Nancy would behave differently this time. Once in the school, Nancy always found ways not to become bored and to amuse herself and her classmates. She was a really active child. She couldn't stay quiet during the classes. In the classroom, she used to imitate Mrs. Robinson behind her back. And whenever she had a chance, she would escape from the class to play outdoors. In the schoolyard, while the other girls were spending their free time reading and talking with each other, Nancy always preferred to play with the boys. One day, she was playing with another classmate during recess. They were using a ball and piece of wood as a bed. Everybody saw Nancy hit the ball so hard that it reached the roof and got stuck on the top of the school. Nancy climbed up to the roof after the ball. However, when she had almost reached the ball, it rolled off the roof. And it hit the teacher on the head. Mrs. Robinson lost her balance and fell down. When that happened, the teacher's mug, her glasses, and her bell went flying. Naughty Nancy giggled loudly and didn't help Mrs. Robinson. On a very fine, sunny day, they went on a field trip to the beach. Being a child full of high spirits, Nancy was thinking of ways to have fun on that bright day as she ran to get into the car. On the way to the beach, the students were having a great time, chattering and observing the amazing landscape along the road. Nancy, who couldn't stay still, stood up on the back of the car and used her hat as a kite. When they arrived at the beach, Nancy was astonished with the beauty of the place and all the possibilities of having fun. Walking from the car to the beach, she was so excited that she couldn't help doing a cartwheel. They were having a really good time on the beach. Mrs. Robinson was reading a poetry book, and the students were playing in the sand making castles. But Nancy was not playing with them. Actually, she was in the dressing room observing her classmates and teacher, carrying a shovel and planning her next trick. Silently, Nancy jumped from the window of the bathing hut and snuck up behind her teacher. Poor Mrs. Robinson, she would be Nancy's victim again. Nancy almost buried the teacher with sand while Mrs. Robinson was taking a peaceful nap. Mrs. Robinson screamed, asking for help, but Naughty Nancy ran off thirsty for more fun. Walking along the beach, Nancy found a puppet show and joined the group that was watching it. But Nancy, one more time, couldn't stay still just enjoying the play. She went behind the puppet tent and peeked inside it, trying to see what was happening there. And suddenly, Nancy took the place of the puppets and jumped out of the stage window, scaring everybody who was watching the puppet show. The director of the puppet show was very mad about what happened and wanted to know who was responsible for the disruption of the play. The little mice that had seen what happened pointed at Nancy as she ran away. As she was running away toward the ocean, Nancy saw a little mouse almost drowning in the deep water. While she was walking on the pier, she recognized the poor mouse that was asking for help in the sea. It was a classmate from school. Then, Nancy started to think of a way to rescue the helpless little mouse. She saw an anchor with a rope beside the pier. She swung the anchor around her head using all the strength that she had, and managed to throw the anchor with a rope to her classmate. After that, she made a huge effort and was able to pull him toward the beach. All the mice on the beach were amazed. How brave Nancy was! She rescued him. Their friend was saved by Nancy. On the day after the rescue, because of Nancy's brave performance, she was rewarded by the mayor with a shiny silver trophy with her initial on it. She learned that she could receive more attention by doing good things instead of behaving badly. This time she learned to be nice, not naughty.